This is Chris DiGiulio for Physicians for Social Responsibility of Pennsylvania. I'm the environmental chemist and a certified thermographer in optical gas imaging. We are at Seneca Meadows landfill. This landfill is located in Waterloo, New York, and we are looking at the entrance side of the landfill, and I am on a 40-foot lift, as you can see here. This gives me a better perspective with less interference, and this is currently just showing the exact visible spectrum. So when I switch here into the thermography aspect of FLIR, you will start to see the dark is the heated ground, the white background is the sky, and then the black smoke that you're seeing rise from this landfill all across it is actually those fugitive emissions or hydrocarbons. FLIR OGI G-series cameras, which I am using, is used for methane, hydrocarbons, and other volatile organic compounds. So this camera has a spectral filter that clearly sees in the hydrocarbon band. And what we're seeing right here in the high sensitivity mode, which helps me validate, is all of these columns and plumes. And those are sources where those gases, a mixture of hydrocarbons, by the way, are rising up. It's freeze frame to show you the size of the plume. And now we go back and see this thermography mode. You can see it looks like smoke rising, and that is actually hydrocarbons. And there's some of them are going to be lighter in molecular weight and behave differently due to temperature or, the wind, which is pretty steady right now, moving towards the right though. And, some will look like it's staying low, some will move higher depending on their molecular weight. So I switched over to the rainbow palette. And again, the temperatures dictate, you know, are dictated by color. So you're seeing dark, which is hotter, and then it moves towards reds as it gets cooler. And you're seeing that plume once again. And again, this is quite concerning to me with the amount and the rate at which I am seeing these fugitive emissions being emitted from this entire surface that I was able to image. So this time I'm looking at the opposite side, hence why the plume is moving towards the left, whereas in the last imagery it was moving slowly towards the right. So also the wind has picked up, and depending on the topography or the wind direction, even the temperature, you're going to see a behavior difference in some areas. And you're going to see things that are laying closer to the ground. You're going to see things that are moving up. That is basically because we're looking at a mixture of gases as well, the depth of perception. So the things we're seeing skirt across in this high sensitivity mode that are going faster than the ones in the background that are coming from the surface, those things are moving from the right side where I was imaging before, and it's closer to me, so it's moving faster. And it's also dissipating, and it's a little bit lighter and moving faster than the stuff we see in the background. Now, with this rainbow palette, you're seeing where the white is. That is, again, the surface of the landfill, which is, reading a temperature higher, hence the differences in color. And as it moves up, as we move to different colors, it gets um, cooler as it goes up in the atmosphere, and you'll see it goes towards the blues and purples. And right there at the surface of it, it's in the yellows and the greens and the like aqua blue. You're seeing these plumes move to the left, and as well, you'll see some things moving a little faster. That's again gases that are skirting by my field of view that are in between the source, or where the yellow plume is rising up, and me, where I am actually located across the street from this landfill. And you can even see the swirling and mixing of these landfill gases. And we all know that one of the things people smell is hydrogen sulfide. It smells like rotten eggs. This camera does not see that spectrum. However, we know when we're dealing with a mixture of gases, which is being identified by this camera specifically, we know that those gases also include H2S or hydrogen sulfide. So we're watching basically where the workers are working and disturbing the surface of the landfill, as well as just altogether on the surface, almost from my perspective, most of the surface where they are actively dumping or working is emitting these fugitive emissions of a mixture of hydrocarbons as well as things that are not seen by this camera, such as H2S. And they are trespassing, in my opinion, off of this landfill and into the community. This plume will keep moving with the wind, and as well, it will disperse depending on how the chemical behaves, depending on its physical characteristics, its chemical structure, its molecular weight, and as well the temperature and the topography, the wind direction and intensity. So that's why you're seeing multiple layers and it almost looks confusing, but those things are actually skirting closer by me than what you see in the background, where the things are rising and it looks a little bit more like a 3D cloud at the surface of this landfill. So I want to thank you for your time.